Hello, my sweet, wonderful friends, and welcome to my channel, Crafting with me, Indiana Jones, and I will be your mistress of Christmas this year and bring you some wonderful, fun DIYs for you to try out for yourself. This year, I'm focused on a very retro, vintage, kitschy look, so let's get ready for a kitschy Christmas with me. Today I'm co-hosting with my friends Dawn of Shabby Meets Bling and Monica of Up All Night DIY as we stroll down CandyCane Lane together with many other crafters and creators who have joined our playlist. Please check out their channels and the links for the full playlist in the description box below. As I mentioned before, I am focused on a kitschy Christmas because I have to decorate the Deering estate, and I had the idea of these wonderful, sparkly, and a little tacky, these stockings, and I thought they were fabulous. I actually found them at Goodwill for $1.25, and I thought they were much better than the ones at the Dollar Tree. So what I'm going to do is stuff these stockings so they look like Santa's already been there, and I'm going to fill them with plastic bags, and at the very top, to make sure that it stays straight, I'm going to add just a little piece of one of those floaties, I guess you call them. Anyway, I'm going to wrap all these wonderful little boxes that you have that you're going to throw them away. Just wrap them up. You don't even have to use all your wrapping. Just use wrapping scraps that you have left over, possibly from the year before. And you're going to fill your stocking with little boxes, some candies, anything you can find, especially those wonderful fake candy canes just like this one, and just a few embellishments, and it changes the look entirely. So if you want to have this stuffed stocking look on your mantle before Christmas comes around, you can just do this, and then when Santa Claus comes, he will fill the stockings with everything for real. But look how cute that looks, and it'll look wonderful on my mantle. So while I was decorating these random little boxes, because there's nothing more fun than decorating random empty little boxes that would have been thrown out in the trash, I came up with another idea. I had found this little wagon a while ago, and it's one of those red flyer wagons, and I think it was on clearance. I got it for like 80% off last year at Hobby Lobby, and I had it in my stash, and I decided to decorate it for the Deering as well. So here I'm just adding some random, Christmas pics of pine and pine cones and a little bit of garland just to make sure to cover up that styrofoam. And now what I did is I added some wooden blocks on the bottom of these gifts just to elevate them a little more. I wanted the gift boxes to be small, but I still wanted them to be seen over the little wagon itself. So that's an idea for you. You can just add some wooden blocks or little boxes below the boxes to add more depth. Then I wired together some Christmas baubles, as you see there, some Christmas balls, and I continue adding these little boxes, and I think it really turned out so cute. And I think it's a wonderful idea for a centerpiece or for under your tree. I love it so much. If you enjoy crafting and cats, please like, share, and subscribe and make this little kitty very happy. Next, on either side of the mantelpiece at the Deering estate, I have two lights, and I would like to decorate them with some teardrop decor. Now, here's Luna, if you haven't met her before, and there's Kudu, and they're wreaking havoc on my table here, my craft table. So here, instead of buying those teardrop decorations that usually go for around $9 or $10 each, I decided to create a teardrop using two of those Dollar Tree Christmas trees. And I think it's perfect as long as you pair up two trees together and create more fullness. If not, it's a little scant. The trees are a little scant, but that's okay. But look at how nice and full just adding the two trees together. And what I did was wire them together just with some floral wire and with some of the wired pine needles, or whatever this is called, those branches. Now I'm adding some wonderful garland, and this is the Dollar Tree garland. It's very inexpensive. They also sell them actually at Walmart for 98 cents. So if you want to go to Walmart, they have them in gold, red, and silver. I don't think they have them in green. At the Dollar Tree, they do have them in green. but it just adds a little backdrop to my Christmas ornaments that I'm going to add now. If a certain cat would get out of the way, please. Well, she's going to stay right there because she is my quality control cat, and she is going to verify and control what I am doing on these teardrop decor items. I don't know what else to call them. Teardrops? I don't know. Anyway, here I'm just adding a multitude of Christmas balls, all different colors. Remember, this is Kitschy Christmas. It doesn't have to be coordinated. It doesn't have to be the same size, color, shapes. It's everything goes. Remember back in the day, your mom would just put everything and anything on the Christmas tree. At least my mom did. Back in the day, in the 70s, it was like whatever was on hand and whatever had been passed on from one family to the next, or even from neighbor to neighbor. So here is just one of the teardrops that I'm going to affix to the lights on either side of my fireplace mantle. I'm sorry. But this is going to match what I've done on top of the fireplace at the Deering Estate, is use some greenery just like this, some garland, and I've added all these different colored lights and different colored baubles and different sizes, and it really does make it a very happy look. And for that, I had added actually silver garland, so I wanted to pair it up with the gold garland as well. My brother still uses garland, and I'd like to say, man, he abuses garland because there's more garland than tree. Well, if you've had a tree, you know those plastic trees that the needles fall off after like 20 years or something. If you've had one of those trees, you understand the need for good, thick garland, sparkly tinsel garland on a tree. But yeah, as I said before, Manny really does abuse the garland, and it's every color, any color, all. Oh, it's lovely because it is very sparkly, but it's a lot of garland. But anyway, here are my two teardrops, and I'm going to add some lovely red velvet bows on top before I affix them to the lights there at the Deering Estate. So you'll have to come back and see the final look for both of these and how they appear on the mantle. Now, I've seen this decor everywhere nowadays. These little mugs with the little trees, and of course, there's Kuru, little quality control cat, and she needed to make sure that the trees were proper and the styrofoam ball that I was going to use was appropriate. It was the right shape and size. So here she is testing out the equilibrium of that little styrofoam ball, and we had a lot of fun, but I had to get things done. So now all I did was affix the little styrofoam ball inside the mug, so to elevate my little tree, and then I just glued my little tree onto that, and I just used hot glue. Now I'm going to use some of this blue tinsel again. You see a little cat's hand trying to reach out. I love crafting with these two. They're always keeping me in stitches. There she is. She's making sure that I am doing this properly. She knows better. She's advising me all the time. So here I'm just adding that wire tinsel, and you can use those wire cleaner. I used to call them pipe cleaners. I don't know what to call them now. I always forget, but you know what I'm talking about. They sell them everywhere. And then I had this bunch of beads, and don't ask me why, I just threw them on the table, but I decided to add all of these colorful wooden beads that I already had in my stash. And again, I'm trying to use the majority of stuff that I've either found in my stash or I've gotten secondhand or very, very inexpensively, because again, I'm footing the bill for the decor at the Deering Estate. That's part of my volunteer project, and I'm more than happy to do so, but trying to do it on a budget. And I think this looks darling. I know you can see the little bead holes, but you know, when you look at ornaments back in the day, they used to do the same thing. They would have beads and you could see the bead holes, and it's fine. It's okay. It just adds a little more whimsy to the whole project. And the little mugs I actually got also, I think 75 or 85% off after Christmas last year. So I have a set of 4 of them. And I think this really turned out darling. Now at the very top, I'm going to add a little loop made of some of that wire and tinsel wire, I guess I'm going to call this. And that is it. That's all I needed to do. And I glued it down, and it is ready to go onto my Kitschy Christmas tree at the Deering Estate. Now, this idea is a little bit of a blast from the past because as a child of the 70s, you might recall this, or from the 60s as well. But I remember we used to make these little conical angels or little choir people. And so this is what I decided to do. I had these styrofoam cones again in my stash because I bought them after Christmas at Hobby Lobby. Remember, don't just get decorative items, get crafting items so that you have them all year long. Now, as I've said before, don't put away these crafting items with your Christmas stuff because you won't see them until you pull out all your Christmas stuff and you say, ah, that's where it was all this time when you could have used them for other projects. So all I'm using here is this is a very inexpensive project, some felt that I bought, and it was 25 cents for a sheet of felt. And I just got these wonderful kitschy colors. So I decided to use this aqua blue and this very light baby pink because I thought it just matched the decor style that I was going for with this kitschy Christmas. Now you can use red and green, whatever colors you want. And I have many more cones to make many more people. I just need the wood beads that you see that I use at the top for their heads. Now, once I have my felt cut to shape, I am just going to glue it, and I'm also going to glue that little wooden bead. Now, don't worry about the hole on top. We're going to fix that afterwards. I did have to cut down a little bit of the felt to make sure that I can secure the wood directly to the styrofoam without any problems, and just trim around, but don't worry about it because we're also going to add trim to the bottom of this little angel. And these are really cute, and you can make the whole nativity set if you want of these little felt dolls. But if anybody remembers this, please, comment down below. Now I'm going to use these wires. Oh gosh, I can't remember. Chenille stems, that's what they're called. We're going to use these chenille stems and create little arms. So to make the little hands, I'm just making little nubbies, I don't know, just twirling the chenille stems at the ends to make these little tiny hands, which are perfect because we are going to have them hold something. Now you can have them hold a little candle, a little flower, a book, so it looks like they're singing from the choir. I am going to make more of these when I have time, but I just thought these were darling. Now to make the sleeves, all I'm going to do is cut a rectangular piece of the felt of the same color, and I'm gluing in the middle, I'm gluing the chenille stems very close to the midpoint of the mid part of the sleeve, because as you'll see, I'm going to make a flared sleeve at the end where the little hands are, so it looks like they're wearing their little angel costumes, or these are little angels. I think they are little angels. So once you have that rectangular piece glued down, now we're going to cut it so it looks like a flared sleeve. Now I do remember this being very popular in the 70s, and I think even in the 80s too. I remember seeing some stores selling these. And here I'm just making sure that I have enough space and that gluing it now to the back of the doll. Remember to just do it at the back where the seam is, so you don't have to see the seam. And there you can see you can bend them into any shape you want. They can hold a candle, like I said before, or a little book, or a little present, whatever it is that you'd like for them to hold. Now let's add some beautiful trim, and since I am collaborating with my dear friend Dawn, she actually sent me this beautiful lace for a bridal project that we worked on together, and I absolutely love this trim, so I wanted to make sure to feature that on this little doll. And I also thought it had some kind of a 60s kind of feel. I don't know, it's very boho chic kind of lace trim. So I'm going to add that not just to the bottom of the dress, but also to the sleeves, and in the middle it actually looks like little buttons, or just the opening of this little I guess a robe that this choir angel is wearing. Now I'm gluing on the little head, or the little, I guess it's not little, it's a huge wooden bead that I had in my stash. I don't even know where it came from, but there it is. And now I'm ready to continue to add a little bit of hair to the top of my cute little angel. Now, I had this embroidery floss, and I have a bunch of it, a ton of it that somebody gave me, and they're all in different colors, and I haven't used it in forever, and now is the perfect time to use it. So I picked off this like little mustard yellow color. It reminded me of a little blonde angel, and I thought it went well with the blue. So here I am just gluing in to the bead itself the floss, the embroidery floss, and it's all glued in, and so it's not going to fall out or anything. And that's the way I'm able to give the doll a little fringe or bangs, whatever you want to call it, and it looks adorable. Sorry that I was off camera there for a moment, but now I just cut the ends of the hair, and look at how perfect that looks. Now I'm going to actually affix a halo to it, but before that I need to paint a little face. So before I took it off of camera again, I wanted to make sure that you can see what I was doing. And there I took it off camera again. I'm using a Sharpie to create the little closed eyelids with the little eyelashes, a little nose, and of course that rounded mouth where it looks like they're singing a carol, a Christmas carol. Now we know that every angel gets its wings when a bell rings, but if not, you use butterfly wings like I did here, and it just looks so cute, and of course perfect with its little silver, and this is just some ribbon that I had, once again some trim, some silver trim, and now I've created the little halo as well, and I think this looks adorable. For the halo, I'm just going to lift a little bit of that floss and glue it right there. So you don't see the glue at all. It's going to be covered by the floss, and it looks darling. I am in love with these things. I want to make a whole army of like Christmas kitschy little angels. I think it looks just so much fun, and you can use them on as tabletop decor. Look at how cute this would be for a tier tray. I mean, now I've got to make a whole tier tray of angels. Or they could be choir singers if you want little boys. You can make little choir. And little boys are angels too, right? Sometimes. Anyway, now to make the next one in the same way, I'm just going to follow the same steps, but I wanted to show it to you anyway, because why not? I have some extra time on my hands. Let's chat, you and I, now that I don't have to give you instructions. What do you think of a kitschy Christmas? Do you like the idea of it? Is it something that it just inspires you and brings nostalgic memories? I hope so, because it's bringing a lot of wonderful memories to me as I do these projects. I mean, look at her. I am in love at how cute these came out. So this one, instead of the little twig that I had for the other one, I decided to add one of these little bottle brush trees just to make it like ultra, like, this is retro times 2, retro squared, whatever you want to call it. Retro on steroids. That's what I feel like sometimes. It's like vintage on steroids. Although that's what I usually consider Monica from Up All Night DIY. If you watch her channel, that is like, vintage retro on steroids to watch her channel. The things that she makes, she's just amazing. And Dawn is the Frankenstein of things found. She will give new life to anything and everything that she finds along the way. So I am so happy to be collaborating with my two best buds. They really are the sweetest. Now, this one, of course, I gave her some auburn hair. It's like, reddish brown, and I think it looks adorable with the pink background. And of course, I trimmed it all in this silver trim, garland, whatever you want to call it, tinsel. It looks so tinsely, and I love it. I'm still so upset that I can't use actual tinsel strands on my vintage Christmas tree. I know that it would make a big difference, especially since I couldn't really use a tinsel tree because they're so expensive out there. But I still feel I'm bringing all of the vintage vibes that you would like to have for Christmas in this room. And I can't wait till I can display the room in its entirety and share it with all of you. Once again, here I have another little butterfly, and instead of ringing the bells, I'm going to add these butterfly wings to this little angel as well. And I think my angel is complete once I have her little halo on, and she is ready to go on display. And here is my little pair of angels, but I am definitely going to create many more and some bright and beautiful colors to add to the display. I just wish I had more time to create like a full dozen of them. And again, you can decorate them any way you'd like. And what's best is to be able to share this with a family or friend that you can build these together. Thanks again for stopping by, and please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and check out the full CandyCane Lane playlist in the description down below, as well as the channels of my co-hosts. As always, stay safe, be kind, God bless each and every one of you, and remember to live the adventure, and I'll see you again very, very soon.